elected directors of our board, and I'd like to introduce them, if I can find them. Bill Woods, Director, Eston, Saskatchewan. Kyle Kornichuk, Pelly, Saskatchewan. John Sanborn, Benito, Manitoba. Morning. Bill Taves, Kane, Manitoba. Cam Goff, Hanley, Saskatchewan. Have I missed anyone? No. Also with us are representatives here today from the National Farmers Union, Canadian Wheat Board Alliance, and the Friends of the Canadian Wheat Board. I'd also like to thank Liberal Leader Bob Rae, Member of Parliament Ralph Goodale, and Senator Bob Peterson as well for joining us here this morning and for their unwavering support in defense of farmers' right to have their voices heard. Members of the NDP have also been highly supportive, as Premier Greg Selinger and the Government of Manitoba. This morning, we are announcing that we will launch a legal action in the courts to stop the Harper government from implementing Bill C-18. An application is being filed in the Manitoba Court of Queen's Bench. It will ask the court to deem the bill invalid because it violates the rule of law. We will also ask the court to issue an order preventing implementation of the bill until this case is decided. Bill C-18 was introduced this fall without the approval of prairie farmers. The Federal Court of Canada ruled last week that Minister Jerry Ritz broke the law when he caused this bill to be introduced into Parliament without first conducting a vote amongst producers. This government has now put itself above the law by proceeding with this bill, which is now before the Senate. Such a disregard for a court order is virtually unprecedented in Canada, and it's unconscionable for a government in a parliamentary democracy to proceed with legislation in the face of a court order that has declared it illegal. I've also written to the Governor-General of Canada requesting that he refrain from giving royal assent to this bill because of its illegal nature. I believe it would be an affront to our system of parliamentary democracy and the rule of law if assent is given to this bill that has been declared in violation of Canadian law. Our aim is to restore farmers' right to vote on the changes of the Canadian Wheat Board so that farmers can decide themselves how the wheat and barley should be marketed. Farmers pay for the CWB, they run it, and they should be the ones who decide what happens to it. This Harper government is trying to seize control away from farmers and render them powerless once more. Farmers' right to vote is of crucial importance. As farmers, we were empowered by the 1998 legal amendments that passed us control of the CWB as our marketing organization. The amendments required that any changes to the CWB's mandate first be put to a producer plebiscite. This requirement was an essential component of farmer control. And so were the provisions for farmers to elect 2/3 of the Canadian Wheat Board's governing board of directors. The Harper government is now trying to unilaterally remove both of these provisions and return the Canadian Wheat Board to exclusive control of the government. They've not held a farmer vote, and they intend to remove all of us, all elected directors, once this illegal bill has passed. This is fundamentally wrong. As farmers, it is our grain, it's our livelihood, and it's our marketing organization. We've had the legitimate expectation established by the 1998 amendments and reiterated by promises of Minister Ritz and his predecessor that no changes would occur without a farmer vote. The Harper government has reneged on this promise and is now breaking the law, and we intend to hold them to it and ensure farmers' democratic rights are respected. On behalf of farmers, we've been working very hard, right up to the 11th hour, to have their views prevail and their interests protected. As farmers ourselves and as elected representatives, we can do no other. This government is trying to destroy the Canadian Wheat Board's single desk in a single foul swoop without proper analysis, debate, or discussion. It's being rushed through Parliament for no reason beyond politics and ideology. I could accept this, despite my own personal convictions, if it were farmers themselves who decided to end this single desk. But this is not the case. Farmers have approved none of this. They do not want this to occur, and it must be stopped. I'd now like to ask Bob Ray to say a few words. Bob?